Be careful which gateway you choose. Be careful which path you are going to go on. And I'm saying this with so much confidence anyway, that you are going to choose the right path. You are going to choose the right gateway. This is really important to stress and mention, purely because at the time this month, in between the 11th and the 17th of April, for you, my gorgeous Gemini, there is so much that is going to be going on. There is so much that is going to be happening. You have to understand, you must understand that if you don't put yourself in the first place, no one else is going to do it for you. You have to work on your energy. You have to work on your own healing. You have to work on your own power. There is so much that is going to be going on at around this time, and all what I need you to understand is that you will be choosing something. You will find yourself at the end of the cycle, but wherever there is the end of the cycle, there is also the sweet, brand new and very powerful rejuvenating beginning. But at the same time, the more challenges we have at that time, the most powerful the new beginning and the beginning of a new cycle is actually going to be. The point is that a lot is going to be going on in your life at around this time, but the things that have got nothing to do with your life in general, you must avoid. But sometimes these things that have got nothing to do with our lives in general, they can very much so take over because of the amount of negativity. The energy become very thick, and then when the energy is very thick, it's very difficult for us to see and to recognize, most importantly, what we should be paying attention to when it comes to our own lives. When I say choose the right path, when I say choose the right gateway, you do what you want to do. You do what you must do. You do what you need to do in order to make a very big process, very big step in your life. This, as I said, because a lot is going to be going on out there, and the answer to this, or a lot is going to be going on in your life in general. But what you need to do, you need to put yourself first, because if you don't take care of yourself, if you don't put yourself first, then there is no point. First, you have to sort yourself out, and then you can just carry on with other things in your life. This, my gorgeous Geminis, it's now more important than ever, because you will see this is all going to be connected to very important opportunities ahead later on that are going to become obvious on the 27th, 28th, 29th and the 30th of April 2022. So you need get this right. My name is Sasha Bonasin, and I'm a psychic medium, and this is your monthly horoscope tarot card reading, and it's for you, my gorgeous Gemini, and it's for April 2022. So this monthly horoscope tarot card focus is for you, my gorgeous Gemini, and it's for April 2022. For the first time in a long time, you are going to be able to feel the vibration that you haven't felt in an absolute ages. You will able to see, to feel the energy. You will able to see the difference around you. It's the difference that is just going to be absolutely more prominent than anything in your life, because it's all about this energy, which is also going to mark the process and the return of something very special and something very unique in your life. Something that was put on hold is most certainly now it's going to be time to actually for this to start flowing through yet again. And it just affected your planning, and it affected your spiritual journey when it comes to things that you're working on, because they've been slowed down quite big time, and that was quite a scary time indeed in many different ways. So that's why I'm saying that this is so important, my gorgeous Gemini. I'm telling you this because a long time ago, a while back, you know, like 36 to 48 months. Within the last 36 to 48 months, you know, the energy was very kind of dark and very negative, and this affected every single aspect of your life. And it's not only you, but there's like everybody's been affected, you know, because of the amount of negativity that we have gone through, and that's completely natural. But what am I trying to say here is that, you know, when it comes to the actual numerology, my gorgeous Gemini, you have got a number 97. This is a very powerful number, and it's also preparing you for something really, really big. It's preparing you for the next step. It's preparing you for the changes. It's preparing you for you, like you are about to probably make one of the biggest decisions of your life when it comes to your current spiritual journey. But at the same time, the number 97 also means that you're reaching one of the most significant stages of your life when it comes to your internal development, not only your own spirituality, but it's also when it comes to things that you have been working on. And it also means that, you know, this number 97 is a very powerful number in numerology. You know, the bottom line is really like very, very slowly but surely you are getting there. You're about to reach a very, very significant stage in your life, and once you reach that significant stage in your life, you will be able to see your life from a completely different angle. This is going to be big, this is going to be huge, but it's also most importantly going to give you the opportunity to kind of praise yourself, praise your uniqueness, praise your power, be aware how special you are, be aware how gifted you are, be aware how unique you are, my gorgeous Gemini, because all this is going to increase your personal vibration like a big mama. This is going to be huge, okay? You are going to be able to kind of like you know, something is going to take place, something is going to happen, and it's going to make you realize, oh my God, so many things really quickly happen, but you thought that they're going to take an absolute ages, you know. So this is why this is going to be important. On another hand, you know, number 97 also means that there is going to be a specific information that you are going to have, specific message that you are going to have, and that is going to be like, oh my God, you're going to feel so good, you're going to feel so optimistic, you're going to feel so your inspiration is just going to start flowing through, because that news, that information that you're going to have at the beginning of April, it's actually going to even start it's actually going to be the last week of March. The last week of March is going to be big mama, because the last week of March, a lot is going to be answered through the actual last week of March, because already in the last week of March you are going to kind of understand this, you are going to be able to understand this information that you are going to hear. So you're already going to be aware of that information, within the last 7 days of March, but by the time you come to April, this is going to take in an absolutely mind-blowing effect at the same time, because the whole vibration and energy is going to be different overall. So suddenly you're going to have a lots of like kind of like inspirations, and a lot like kind of you're going to feel rejuvenated with things that before they've kind of brought you down. Oh, I didn't know if it's the right time for this, if it's the right time for that. So now you're just going to kind of like feel this vibration, feel this energy. And this information that I'm talking about is just something that really you have been kind of like really worrying about so much, because it affected your life. So now after that moment in time, it is going to reflect on your spirit, a free spirit. It is going to reflect on your soul. It is going to reflect on your free spirit. It is almost immediately going to make you aware how important it is at this moment in time to be as creative as you possibly can, and take your own creativity and make the most of it, because every single one of us is here with a very specific and very unique spiritual journey, but we're the only one who can open up to our own spiritual journey. Yes, there can be lots of people who can actually inspire us and things like that. Yes, they're important on our path. But the actual essence, the main bit, the main part needs to come from you. So this is the unique vibration and energy that I'm talking about. This is gonna be big. So you've been worried for quite a while, because you've been absorbing a lot of information, a lot around you. So naturally, you know, we are human at the end of the day, you know, but naturally it's like basically, you know, it takes the most out of you, these worries, you know, and we don't understand how much energy has been drained out of us until we reach this point, like April, the beginning of April, you know, just that information, just that message is going to get us going like there is no tomorrow. tomorrow. So this is why this is going to be so important. You need to understand, my gorgeous Gemini, that this is going to be more important forever than ever for you to remember, that all life's answers are within you. And also at the same time, there will be challenges that you're going to have ahead, but you are going to be able to face them. The challenges that you are going to have ahead, you will be able to face them. You do not forget this. You must not forget this whatsoever, okay? Because you don't want to slow yourself down by thinking negatively and just by pointing out on a very negative and dark bits and parts around your life that hasn't got anything to do with your specific situation in general, you see? So this is what this energy has done to us, not only to you, but lots of other signs as well. So this is important for you to remember, because a very strong continuation is going to take place. Your life is about to continue. Your life was on hold. I'm not saying, oh yeah, my life was exactly the same, blah blah blah. No, baby, no. You will see exactly how much the certain energy have impacted you and impacted your lives and impacted your life of your loved ones, for example. So this is why this is so important. And also, what else I was going to say, my gorgeous Gemini, it's like basically someone very beautiful, someone very important, someone very significant in your life is going to play an absolutely giant role, huge, massive role. Somebody who is very spiritual, somebody who is very different, somebody who is very unique, somebody who you think that person may have some kind of like a sacred gift, especially when it comes to the visions in their lives and things like that. That particular person is just gonna play a huge role. I cannot stress how important people who are meant to be in our lives are. We learn from them important lessons at the time when we need to learn the lessons in our lives the most, which doesn't have to be necessarily anything to do with that person, but they play a specific role in order for us to understand the deepness of our own spirit and the deepness of our own soul, which is ultimately going to help us to reflect on many other aspects in our lives from a completely different angle, which on one hand it opened our eyes, but on another hand it's just beautifully and nicely and gently and gorgeously it directs us on our path. It confirms certain things to us that we just need to be confirmed at that moment in time, but it can only come from people who are very special to us, very important to us, very unique to us. So this is what I'm talking about, because that person is going to highlight some kind of gift that you have, something very special about you, something very unique about you. And if you don't know what your gift is, just remember it's your passion. Your passion is your gift. What you feel good about, what you like doing, what you like how do you like to live your life? What do you want to do? What makes you feel alive? What makes you feel great? What makes you feel like to open up? What makes you feel like you're doing something so great? There is so much that it's going to come out of it. It's very complex, but it's very beautiful, because it's all about you really having something so highlighted about yourself, something that you're good at. And at the same time, this is brilliant because it's going to start a process of change, because you will absolutely know exactly that at around the 12th of April, for example, at around the 12th of April, this is the change that I'm talking about, when you're going to realize almost immediately, like you're going to be bored with a certain part of your life, and you're going to be bored with yourself not doing anything about it. So this is the importance of us being inspired by the right person in life, because they help us to see certain things that we may not see at that moment in time, which is going to point out the sacrifice, readjustment, which is going to lead towards the greatest rebirth in our lives. And you will see that so long you've been so unwilling because of this, because it caused so much problem and negativity. And now this is going to be the right thing to do, because it's going to connect you what you need to do next when it comes to your own financial situation, your own prosperity, and when it comes to you feeling very kind of like comfortable in the future. So this is to do with the future planning, but it's also to do with making the necessary steps in order to get where you want to get in your life at the right moment in time, when we are so beautifully spiritually growing indeed. On another hand, my gorgeous Gemini, it's also like a basically, it's lots of emotional confusion that you've actually had. You are gonna pretty much so, at around in between the 15th of April and the 30th of April, there is going to be the time when you're going to have a bit of like an emotional confusion, and purely because of some kind of incorrect advice. You're going to be having an emotional confusion because you're going to become aware of the fact that you've been giving an incorrect advice, okay? And this is to do with no one in your life who means to you or anything like that. It's just some passerby or something, someone who you do not feel connected whatsoever. So it's going to be about the emotional confusion that you will have because of someone gave you the wrong, incorrect advice. But that person you're not connected to emotionally or anything like that. So you will see this is going to become obvious. So that is going to cause a bit of emotional confusion because of an incorrect advice. And that in itself is going to make you realize that the certain plans that you have are going to be suddenly collapsed. And this is important because as soon as that happens, you will know that there was no point, there was no need, because you're going to grow out of something. You've been through a lot and you have been prepared for this moment for a long time. So at the same time, you grew so much spiritually that this is not going to be of a great interest to you anyway. So it's on another hand, it's going to help you to see, to have the view from above and to get the big picture. This is going to be brilliant. So that sudden collapse of plans is going to be brilliant because these plans are no longer going to be serving you. They're no longer going to be part of your spiritual journey. And this is when things are going to start becoming very interesting for you, because that at the same time it's going to help you to have the view from above, which is going to help you to get a big picture, and also above all it's going to help you to stay focused and to hold the course. But at the same time, this is going to mark the beginning of the actual new cycle, so this is why this is so important, the beginning of a new cycle. And at the same time, you will see why you had a lack of understanding when it comes to like you not allowing yourself to kind of go forward with your life through your own creativity, and also why your willpower was affected. And at the same time, this is just going to open your eyes, and it's really going to show you the way, it's going to show you the path. So it's going to be connected very strongly to the 30th of April. On the 30th of April, there is going to be very powerful opportunity that you're going to become aware of, and these are only the beginnings of the opportunity, but that in itself is going to be brilliant because you will know that it's going to bring you success, material attainment. It's going to put your life on an advanced stage, and I really like it because it's even going to reflect on your health. It's even going to bring you healing into your life when it comes to your health, a rather victorious moment in time. It's going to bring you stability, and it's also kind of going to some kind of aspect of your life that you wanted to happen for a long time. It's to do with your wishes. It's all going to be connected. So you will see, once this spiritual domino starts, my Lord, millions of them going to fall down at a time when you need it the most. And this is what I'm talking about. Very important, my gorgeous Geminis, indeed. When it comes to your health, this is also really important. Very interesting how I see how the energy goes with the certain signs, and how interesting is how certain signs are sharing like the blockage when it comes to like a stomach, the blockage when it comes to digestion and the whole digestive system. What I need you to understand that there is also like a blockage when it comes to sugar, a blockage when it comes to like a sweets, like a cakes and things like that, but also when it comes to the actual maybe drinking juices that have got like an artificial sweeteners or artificial sugars. What I need you to understand, try to cut out as much as you possibly can of sugary sweets or chocolate. If you're not eating it, brilliant, but if you do need something a little bit of like A little bit of sweet. You see, I do not eat any sweets. Like, I just have like a dark chocolate. Dark chocolate is brilliant. The darker chocolate is, the higher cocoa content is, the better for you is for so many other things as well. It's actually really good for you. And it also brings you, it helps you with that urge. If you want a little bit of sugar, if you want a little bit of sweet, you know, at least get a dark chocolate with a very high content of cocoa in, so it can kind of fulfill you in that particular way. So try to avoid like sugar completely. Try to cut it out of your diet, please. And I'm saying this to you because I know that this aspect of your diet, for example, if you are taking it, you know, it's just going to make things so much worse for you. But also, above all, it's draining your energy. It's going to be draining your energy. So if you cut out sugar completely, it's brilliant. If you cut out the sweets and cakes and things like that, it's brilliant. Try to replace it with like a dark chocolate with a high cocoa content, for example. So it's actually quite good for you. And also, on another hand, try to like kind of like avoid like maybe sugar in drinks. Like, try to use like a kind of like organic maple syrup. I told you this many times, I know. And organic, like a honey, for example, organic honey, organic maple syrup. Try to use this instead of the actual fake sugar. You know what I mean? Because it's terrible, but it's also going to cause so much like kind of sensitivity when it comes to you and when it comes to your diet. So you want to protect yourself. And also, above all, try to drink as much as water as you can. Lots of water, because this is the time of detox. This is an important time of detox, when we need to detox our body at a certain time, which is March and April. The energy is changing in a good way. The nature is changing, so we are changing too. So you go with that flow, you go with that powerful balance, you get so much more out of it. And you also get the opportunity to heal yourself within this process so quickly, so much sooner, if we just get it right. So this is why this is so important. And try to kind of, when it comes to the detoxification and things like that, it's the same thing I mentioned last month. Please try to drink organic dandelion tea, okay, and sweeten it with maybe organic honey or organic maple syrup with a little bit of unwaxed lemon. It tastes like delicious. Okay, so organic dandelion tea, try to drink throughout this month. And this in itself, it's also going to help you so much to get rid of the toxins in this moment in time. It's just going to help you with your energy levels so much. Okay, so now, my gorgeous Geminini, I'm just going to see what is going to be the first date that I would like to talk to you about. But before I go there, this is something that I highly recommend you. This is such a powerful, gorgeous crystal. Look how unique this is, and it's called chrome chalcedony. It's absolutely beautiful, and it brings our energy up, it brings our hope up, it brings our inspiration up. And by having inspiration and hope up in our lives, it just re-energizes us and increases our personal vibration. When we increase our personal vibration, nothing can stop us. When we increase our personal vibration, nothing can affect us in the way it affects us normally. But also, on another hand, you know, it's like when we are surrounded by the negative people, negative situations, people that have been through a lot, you know, it can rub off on us so much, and it can affect our way of thinking, and it can affect our way of planning. This is the best, one of the best crystals you can actually get, because it encourages you to do the right thing when it comes to finances, financial situation, when it comes to important things in life, when it comes to like that particular balance. You know, the more you kind of focus on what the next step is going to be, the more you focus on finances, career, or just doing something really important while you're wearing this crystal, it also attracts wealth, success. It's bringing that absolutely mind-blowing balance into our lives. By the same time, it encourages us by bringing positive and constructive self-reflection at a time when we need it the most. It increases his physical energy. This is so important because it reflects on our blood and circulation at the same time, and then it just gets us going, you know. It helps us so much to open up, to communicate, to talk, but also when it comes to like making really big and important decisions, this is brilliant. It just helps you so much to recognize things in life that you wouldn't recognize normally when there is so much going on. This beautiful pendant comes with a sterling silver setting, And basically the link to buy this is in the description of this video below, and by buying things from my channel you're also supporting my channel, so thank you very much for that. Okay, so now the very first date, my gorgeous Gemini, it's going to be on the 5th of April. Now the 5th of April, this is brilliant, you know, but you need to understand that it's also in between the 1st of April and the 5th of April, sorry, in between the 1st of April and the 4th of April, there is a lot going to be on your mind, because you will be able to see the difference in the air, the difference in the energy, and it's just going to get you thinking, it's going to get you going, it's going to get you... Coco, what are you doing? You're moving my camera, sorry. Tolo, where are you? There you are, sorry. Yeah, Cocolino is moving camera. Hey, my baby, I love you so much. Yeah, so yeah, it's like the energy is going to be different in between the 1st and the 4th of April, so a lot is going to be on your mind. Like suddenly you're going to find yourself, oh, maybe I'm going to do this, or maybe I'm going to do that, like, oh my god. And then by the time you get to the 5th of April, you will see you're going to become aware of the very interesting future opportunities ahead. This is brilliant. You're also going to become aware of the coming events, you know. This is brilliant because at the same time, you know, it's going to be connected to very important plans in your life. The more you focus on these plans, the more powerful you're going to feel. The more you focus on these plans, the more you're going to become aware of the greatest one of the greatest accomplishments of your life. It's just going to come to you suddenly. This is going to be obvious in between the 5th of April and the 14th of April, for example, what this accomplishment is, because the more you think about it, the sharper you're going to become. The more you think about it, the braver you're going to become. The more you think about it, the more confidence you're going to have. The more confidence you're gonna have, the more braver you're gonna become, and your own capacity is gonna be absolutely illuminated here. This is brilliant because at the same time, you know, it is just basically gonna make you feel so good about yourself, but through these energies you will kind of know what to do and which path to take. By the same time, there is going to be very interesting and unusual sign that you are going to have. You're still going to be kind of from the 5th of April, you're still going to be thinking like, oh my god, you know, there's still going to be a little bit of like, should I do this, should I not do this? But then suddenly, you know, there is a very powerful sign that you are going to have, and the sign that you are going to have is just going to make you realize, like, very unusual sign, but very powerful sign. It's going to be very unique to you, so you will know what this sign is, because to me it's going to mean to you so much, because it's going to happen at a time when you feel a good influence by someone, through someone, but also it's going to happen at a time when you are really kind of thinking about a certain adjustment in your life, and then suddenly to you it's going to come like, oh my god, like the fact that you are like a very wise leader, the fact that you are a beacon for others, it's going to mean to you so much. And also the fact that, you know, you need to go deep and explore your roots. This is going to be something that is going to get you going. Just remember, you know, on one hand, your sign, it's going to be that you're a beacon for others, and this is going to mean to you so much. This is going to be important to you because it's going to make you aware of your own wiseness and how powerful you are. But at the same time, you know, it is going to kind of make you to go deeper and explore your roots, my gorgeous Gemini. Go deeper, go deeper, go deeper. Explore your roots. This life, it goes like that. It's way too short. You will know what I mean, okay? Important indeed. The next important date, and before I go there, this is another absolutely gorgeous pendant I have. It's called Faceted Pregnant. Look at this. Absolutely beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. This is a very powerful crystal when it comes to our third psychic eye, our pineal gland. When it comes to our intuition, it just opens us up in a very unique but a very powerful way. When it comes to us being psychic, when it comes to us being intuitive, and when it comes to us not only knowing but kind of being prepared to things that we wouldn't be prepared for before. This is how powerful this crystal is, because it brings you that element enlightenment, of knowingness into your life that you needed the most at that particular time. And also at the same time, you know, this enhances precognition and inner knowing, and it enables you to always be prepared. You know, this is so important, and it calms the environment. So when you're like kind of like when we are within the strange environment, within the negative environment, when people have been going through something very difficult and very negative for a long time, you can't even blame them, you know. But we do rub off this energy like there is no tomorrow, because everything is an energy and we get affected by it. You know, what we give is what we get, what we get is what we give. So this is important, why to pay attention to this balance. So this is what this beautiful pendant is actually going to help you. On one hand, it protects your energy, on another hand, it helps you with communication. But then again, it's absolutely brilliant when it comes to like being prepared for things that you wouldn't be prepared for normally. Absolutely fantastic. Okay, just me holding it in my hand, it makes me feel like it just opens me up even more. It brings that balance, and then I just kind of find words that I wouldn't normally find. You know, it just makes you to go that little bit deeper and to express yourself, you know, in these very powerful ways that we normally wouldn't, and they come from the place within us and our spirit when we are the wisest. Okay, so this gorgeous faceted pregnant, you know, the link to buy this is in the description below. By buying things from my channel, you're also supporting my channel, so thank you very much. This gorgeous pendant comes with a sterling silver chain, and the link is in the description of this video below. So now the second important date, my gorgeous Gemini, it's going to be on the 16th of April. Now the 16th of April, this is the time of your destiny. This is the time of your fortune. There is something that is going to happen, and it's going to be mind-blowing. It's really going to surprise you. It's going to happen out of the blue, like out of the bluest blue, and it's going to surprise you so much, but it's going to be brilliant because you're going to surprise yourself in a good way. It's the actual conclusion, you know, the conclusion is going to help you to open your eyes, but most importantly, it's going to help you to understand and realize where exactly you are in this life at this moment in time. You will realize that you're approaching the end of a very, very unusual and kind of like a very kind of long problem. But at the same time, you know, it's just also going to help you to recognize, you know, the exact part of your life that you're capable about, that is going to bring you the greatest fulfillment in terms of the success later on. You will recognize the exact part of your life which is going to be very, very rewarding, and it's going to bring you not only success but also admirations from others. I really like it because at the same time you are gonna become aware of the distractions of maybe some other people, some naughty people have been doing some naughty things to themselves. So that doesn't matter, it's got nothing to do with your life, but it's gonna contribute towards you, just like really have these final thoughts about the next step, next stage in your life. So some kind of destruction of other people, like that you're gonna become aware of at around the same time here, is just gonna contribute towards you trusting yourself, trusting your spiritual path, trusting your spiritual journey, and most importantly, the importance of paying attention to your intuition and what you feel about this world, not anyone else. Okay, this is important, to not give your power away, because that on the 16th of April, it's gonna lead, as I said, towards a very important conclusion, okay, which is almost immediately going to bring you healing, and it's immediately going to bring a satisfactory result and fulfillment. And that in itself is going to be connected to the certain compromise, but this in itself is going to inspire you even more, okay, because that is connected to the part of your life that's been delayed for the last 3 years. Okay, so this is why this is so important. The third important date, my gorgeous Gemini, it's actually going to be on the 30th of April. Now the 30th of April, it's all about you having that important information, you having that important phone call, you having that important indication. You're gonna become aware of one of the biggest opportunities of your life. on the 30th of April, you're going to become aware of one of the biggest opportunities of your life. And this in itself is just going to be so big, so important. It's going to be connected to an absolutely mind-blowing advancement. You will not be able to ignore this. This is going to become a rather powerful and attractive part of your life, but at the same time, it's going to be connected to a certain request, which you're going to find challenging, but that absolutely doesn't matter whatsoever, because somebody who is very faithful in your life, somebody who is very loyal to you, somebody who is like a consistent person in your life, somebody who you mean the world of, and somebody who like you really like, and that person likes you, somebody very consistent in your life, you will know who this is. Somebody very loyal to your life. It's going to tell you something, you know, it's going to give you an important news, an important message when it comes to investing into a certain part of your life, investing towards something. So that in itself is going to confirm this to you so much, you know, when it comes to like the actual investing, because that person is going to tell you like what part of your life you will invest towards, you should invest towards, or through that person you will understand this and you will realize this, and then this is all going to be like, oh my god, of course, yeah, that opportunity that you became aware of, this is all going to be like, wow, oh my god, you're going to start connecting the dots, and this is when Big Mama is going to step in. This is brilliant, because that in itself, you know, it's going to start the process of improvement, development and promotion, but also at the same time you're going to become aware of the outcome of the past efforts, and that in itself is going to be brilliant, because also, you know, it's just going to kind of like make you aware how far you have progressed in life, and it's going to highlight, you know, how significant you are, and how powerful you are, and how, you know, how unique you are, and how beautiful skills you have. But you need to give a credit to yourself. It's going to highlight the fact that you must like give a credit to yourself, especially when the credit is due, especially, you know, like, because sometimes I talk to people and they tell me, oh, I haven't got a talent and things like that. No, baby, no, of course you do. Of course you do. It's about what you love doing. It's about what your passion is. Do not forget about that. You can take your passion everywhere. You can do so much with your passion. Your passion, your energy, when your vibration is increased to that level, it's like, oh my God, you can take on the world. It's to do with a very important essence of you, my gorgeous Gemini, that is going to be impossible to ignore. You're about to come home to your spirit. You're about to come home to your soul. You're about to come home to yourself. This is a very, very great month. You know, May 2022, it's going to be even more important, and you will see exactly what I mean, because by the time you get to the 22nd and the 23rd of May, by then you will already see the second stages of this opportunity. Okay, you will already be aware of things that you haven't been aware of before, and there is going to be an element of a very interesting surprise with something happening way sooner that you possibly could ever imagine, in the best way indeed. So now, my gorgeous Gemini, I'm just going to see what to pay attention to in the first part of April, mid part of April, and the last part of April. So the first part of April, it's all about like a basically, you know, you're going to become aware of like some other people's actions, and you're just going to find this really mind-blowing, because you're going to come across the situation within the first part of April where you will kind of look at certain people, you will be around certain people, and they're just not going to make sense to you whatsoever. So you must kind of understand that, you know, as we are very similar, or lots of us, some people are kind of very strange and very unusual. Some people, I don't know, some people are too dark in the energy and the vibration, and through the actions of some people around us, you know, even those people that haven't been religious, you know, they consider there is a bit of a devilish thing, you know. So this is what I'm saying to you, that, you know, do not let this kind of get you whatsoever, because you're going to kind of like really be aware of somebody else's actions, and then that is just going to make you feel like they're really devilish. So try to kind of not really Always be honest with yourself, always pay attention to your intuition, and just remove yourself from people or a person who is like maybe bringing you down and making you feel in a certain way to protect your own energy. This is something I need you to remember. The mid part of April, my gorgeous Gemini, I need you to also remember to kind of, this is all about planning for the long term. You will be wondering how long is something going to take until you see the certain progress, you know, but already 3 months, it's going to be the answer. After 3 months, you will be able to feel things already. But this is only the beginning, and some kind of planning for the long term, it's going to be very highlighted here. And maybe you will not even realize that this plan that you're going to be thinking about is going to be like extend itself so much when it comes to its longevity. So this is the worst to kind of pay attention to. The last part of April, my gorgeous Gemini, it's just basically, you know, someone, again, just remember, it's going to be playing an important role. Someone is going to inspire you. The right person is going to inspire you. And that in itself is like kind of show you, it's going to prove something very good for you, good option or good opportunity, someone very kind of like close to you and important to you. And then also on another hand, you know, if you kind of like find yourself like drifting away in the last part of April, if you find yourself like kind of like maybe sitting down and then you're just chilling out, you know, you had a long day at work, blah blah blah, you're sitting down and you start drifting, pay attention to what is going to come to you when you're drifting. Okay, also at the last week of April, try to pay attention to what is on your first mind. As soon as you open up in the morning, you will be very wise. In the last 7 days of April, there is some kind of like a very important things are going to come to you. And also if you're like kind of meditating and things like that, be prepared for like, my God, some mind-blowing realizations that are going to come to you as well at the same time. So either through the actual meditation or either when you're in that like a premeditated place and space, it's like when we are drifting away, when we are kind of falling asleep slowly. So it's that path in between now us being awake, falling asleep and sleeping completely. That path in between is sacred. This is where you're going to find yourself at, and some very clever and interesting things are going to come to you. I need you to remember this. Okay, so now my gorgeous Gemini, I'm just going to see what is going to happen to those of you in relationship. Like, ooh la la, I like this so much, because those of you who in relationship, you know, there was some kind of problem that caused a little bit of difficulties, and that problem was left unresolved. So this in itself happened over the last like maybe couple of months, and it's important for you to work on this problem, because if you don't solve this problem now, the couples, this is going to keep on coming back until you work on this. It's important for you to solve this problem. There was like some kind of differences that you had, and this is going to bounce back this April. And as soon as you realize what this is, you know, it's so important, because it is kind of, you're going to make a really powerful progress when it comes to you too. Few days after that moment in time, it's going to be very successful dealing that you're both going to have. This dealing is going to be very successful, but at the same time it's going to require reorganization in your life. So this is so important for you to understand. So as soon as you start bickering about something that happened over the last couple of months, some kind of misunderstanding in between you two, you need to know, as soon as you sort it out, as soon as you kind of like work on this, few days later there is some very important progress and process going to come out of it, because you will allow for both of you to kind of karmically end this by having an understanding in between each other. For those of you who are single and ready to mingy, my gorgeous Gemini, behave. My gorgeous Gemini, I don't think that you are going to be single for too long. For those of you who are single, basically I need you to understand this month someone is coming into your life, and there is going to be many times you will feel the activity, the energy and determination that you didn't feel in a long time. And I like this so much, because I know how much awakened this is going to make you feel, and you need this power, you need this vibration, you need this energy. But at around the mid-April, something is going to come to you through your own determination and some kind of idea, and that idea, it's going to be like a personal idea, maybe going somewhere, maybe doing something for the first time, maybe going to the certain place, maybe changing changing the certain place. Maybe where you go on a weekly basis, maybe you will change the date. There's some kind of idea that is going to come to you that you want to do this, you want to go somewhere, you want to start going somewhere. It's to do with the connection and reconnection with yourself, but also changing something a little bit, but also bringing something brand new into your life. That is going to be so important, because at the same time this is going to connect you with someone very special, someone very beautiful, and someone very significant, and that person is going to make themselves known by the end of the April 2022. But also it's going to come with this particular change. So even if they didn't make themselves known by the end of April 2022, you need to understand that it depends where you are at your spiritual journey. It's going to make themselves known in May or even in June, but only what is sacred here is that idea which is going to start the process of change. This is going to answer your question, you know, already in itself. You will know where you're going to meet that person. So it doesn't matter if that person comes through in April, May or June, but that person is most certainly coming. Okay, my gorgeous Geminini, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I love every single one of you. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light. So I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. Love you. Bye.